The One Micronesia Podcast is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Hafaday, Mogathin, and welcome back. We're back with another episode of the One Micronesia Podcast. And in this episode, it's gonna be a little different because we're gonna talk about a very important and very crucial program that will affect that a lot of people here on Guam is going to at one point need to kind of keep them going, keep them on their feet. And this is one of the programs that I really want, that I love getting on the show here, because it really does help the people out there. And especially if you needed this, you are tuned into the right podcast and the right show. So Bernie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. So yes, again, I'm Bernie Guinness. So I'm from the Department of Administration. Along with me, I have Ms. Vicki Linlau. She is the program manager for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. So that's something that we wanted to discuss with you and kind of share with your audience.
Thank you so much. And I think this is a very cool thing. When Melinda reached out, shout out to Melinda for reaching out. I was like, okay, I think this is something that really needs to be addressed, because a lot of people out there here on Guam is going to really need this program, like I said. And then most of them I know would be part of the FAS community who, like I said, during the pandemic might have lost their job, still can't find a job until today, or have a job, but still struggling with now we're back to different restrictions with the pandemic. So now everything is kind of restrictive. So money is really tight at this point. And I think one of the main things that we all can relate to if you've turned adult is paying rent. It's the most craziest thing ever. When you get your paycheck, you're like, oh, rent first. Why? You have so much things. People have kids to take care of. People have things to do. But at the top of that list, I know if you're an adult, at number one is rent. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what is ERA and what the program is.
Well, the ERA program stands for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. It's funding that comes from the U.S. Treasury. So we started this particular program, and it's also administered by the Department of Administration. So it started back in March 3rd of this year. We went through a couple of cycles, cycle 1 and 2. And basically what it is to assist tenants and renters with their rental, the rental payments, if they're under rental arrears, and then also utilities such as power, water, and then solid waste, right? But what we wanted to do is we wanted to share with your audience what the program entails, and then also what the criteria are. And then if you had any questions and anything that you wanted us to kind of discuss. And so hopefully that your audience can kind of get a better idea. But right now, like I said, we started back in March of this year, but we are now, this past Monday, September 6th, we just are now entering into our cycle 3. So which means we're adding additional services. So like I said earlier, the initial program is for power, water, and then solid waste. So the basic utilities, and then also rent. But with the cycle 3 program, we are also including internet services. So if there's individuals or tenants who are needing to get themselves hooked up, or, for connections, or if they are experiencing arrears with their internet, billings, then we can also assist with that. Additionally, we are also helping out with some other relocation costs, meaning we can pay for security deposits. What other things are we doing? So security deposits, we've got common area fees as well, and then other relocation costs that might entail with the household. Also, which is a good thing, is past arrears in different addresses. So if a tenant moves to a different rental unit and they have past arrears in another unit, then we can go ahead and take care of that. So that's pretty much basically what, again, the emergency rental assistance consists of, and what services we provide. But certainly there are criteria that has to be met, right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, the very first, this is all COVID related, and the funding is all COVID related. So the very first one would be that the individual must qualify for unemployment benefits or experience a reduction in household income. incurred significant costs or experienced other financial hardship due directly or indirectly to COVID-19. That's the first criteria. Secondly, they must demonstrate a risk of experiencing homelessness or instability, housing instability. So if they are in arrears with their payments, rental, and utilities. And then lastly, they have to meet what is called the AMI, the area median income. So they have to meet an 80% income level, which was set by, this was set by HUD. It wasn't something that we put together. It's a dollar amount set by HUD. So, for example, for a household of one, the income level would be, they would have to meet, at or below 38,200. And then there is a chart again that kind of describes of what the dollar amounts would be. So in essence, all three criteria has to be met in order for the individual to qualify for the program. And if that's the case, and if they feel that they meet all three criteria, certainly they can fill out a pre-application and then and turn it into our office.
We're going to take a break, and we're back with more of the One Micronesia Podcast, being brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And we are back. We're still talking with Miss Bernie and Vicky from the Department of Administration, and we're talking about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
I know Miss Vicky has some other ways that we can go ahead and turn in those applications. There's other options that we can have. Would you want to share?
Sure. So we have, if they visit our DOA website and click on the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, sorry, I'm going to just remove this so that I'm not muffled. And they click on the ERA website. What it'll do is it'll show them in the margin that they can apply via web form, which is online, or they can download the PDF form that we have and they can email it in, or they can download the PDF form, fill it out, and bring it into office. So those are the three ways that they can submit their application. The pre-application form is just that. It's not any additional documents. We have to actually do the review first and make sure that they've met all three criteria before we ask them for additional information, and in which, it's a whole long list to include rental agreements and utility bills if they're asking for utilities, and landlord verification information. There's a whole list for them, and we can assist them with identifying which documents they need when they come in to pick up their eligibility letter and forms.
I have a question. You said this is the third cycle. You guys started back in March, right?
Right.
How much money is there, and how many people are you guys looking to help?
Yeah, the total award was a $33.6 million award given to Guam. Each state and each jurisdiction, the territories were allotted amounts based by the U.S. Treasury. So that amount was allotted to us, the 33.6. Of course, there is there's some administrative cost to that. As so far, what we've expended is about close to almost 5 million, 4.9 million.
Okay.
We have, give or take, about 25 million more to under this particular program, this ERA 1 program. We have about 25 more to expend. although the program doesn't end until September 30 of 2022.
Oh, wow.
So so it's a year program. We also, as far as how much individuals we helped, like in cycle 1 and 2, we received over about 3,000 applications. And then so far we are at, there's about, we've helped about almost 7, as far as eligibility, about 1,690 is about the eligibility. And then of course the remainder would be the ineligibles, right? Mm-hmm. And oftentimes, ineligibility would mean because they didn't meet one of the 3 criterias. But we also wanted to, let the audience know as well is that, if they have applied under cycle 1 and 2, and if they were deemed ineligible, there is a process called the appeals process. And they do have about 20 days. They have 20 days, business days to send in their appeals and, email it to us. And then let us know as to why they believe that they're qualified for the program. Certainly, maybe their current situation may have changed, or oftentimes we recognize that they may have filled out the application wrong, or because on the onset it is a pre-application. They fill it out, they turn it in without the subsequent documents, and then we do the review, and then we pre-qualify, and then we reach out to them and let them know whether or not they're qualified or not. So again, there is about 25. It is, there's quite a few amounts, the dollars amount to assist, right? So that's why it is our goal to reach out to the community and let them know that we have that this program exists, and we are here to assist any way we can.
Oh, that's amazing. Just to hear, because there are people out there who would ask the question, they're probably out of the money. They're probably out of money. It's never mind. Yeah. We'll just figure this out, right? But it's good to know now that you've helped a lot of people so far, and you still have a lot of funds to assist with people who are in need. So I think that's amazing to know. The people listening right now, or people like, oh, okay, let's go start this process, right? Maybe they're new to it. Maybe, like you said, some were on the cycle and did not make it through to the next cycle. And I think this is really good to know. So let's talk about it. Now I'm hearing this. I'm like, okay, now I want to start the process again, or maybe start it. You're new to this. So what documents would people need to get this process going?
So always it's going to start off with the pre-application form. Mm-hmm. Once they are deemed eligible, then they will be notified and given. So if they gave us a valid email address, then we would send their eligibility letter along with all the documents that they need. So they would definitely have to turn in their 1040s, which is why we prefer that all the documents don't get emailed in, they actually get dropped off because that's sensitive information. Their 1040s or pay stubs, recent pay stubs if they are employed. And this is applicable to everyone in the household who was employed, who is employed, who is employable, anybody who received KUA, all of that. Additionally, we're going to need verification of employment if they are employed, or a furlough letter from their employers if they were furloughed, reduction in hours, anything that can just basically justify us continuing to move them forward in the process. Okay. We also ask for the rental agreement. The lease agreement, we ask for a copy of that, and then several documents that pertain to the landlord, which is the landlord's business license, the landlord's verification, which basically is a ledger. They attest to this is how many months in arrears or past due months that they owe, and inclusive of late fees, any other kind of fees that they add on and that they charge their tenants. And then that gets submitted with an EFT form for DOA, which is our the preferred way to pay is via EFT, and that's to the landlords and their W-9. So it's legitimate, looking for the legitimacy of the landlords as well. We have exercised a lot of latitude with this in that we have landlords who were, for whatever reason, they were not able to renew their licenses, business licenses last year. So we have allowed for them to just send us an attestation, basically saying, yeah, I'm in the process of doing it. I just don't have it with me now. And we hold on to that and use that so that we can continue the process. And then when it comes time to payment, then we will reach out to the landlord again and say, hey, did you get your license? If they say, no, I'm still in the process. At this point, when we know that we have a business license in hand, we can move forward with the payment. But it gets to that point and then it stalls until we get the business license. And like I said, the attestation from the landlord that says, I've had a business license since however long ago, and we can go with that. And that's primarily because every landlord on island is supposed to have a business license.
We just wanted to let you guys know too that the payments are made directly to the landlord and to the utility agencies. It's not to the tenants. I mean, that is a question that's often asked of us, but it just goes directly to the individuals, to the landlords and to the utilities.
We're going to take a break, and we'll back with more of the One Micronesia Podcast being brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And we are back. We're still talking with Miss Bernie and Vicky from the Department of Administration, and we're talking about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program.
The process and the amount of individuals that we've assisted, there's often times where we are also reaching out to those who have actually applied, and we have yet to hear from them. We've emailed them, or we called them, or we sent them. We actually even mailed to their addresses, letting them know that they were pre-qualified, and that they would have to contact us to give us their, provide us with their documentation so we can move forward with the process. So we have quite a handful of individuals that have pre-qualified but has yet to reach out to us. So our way to coming here through the media is also just letting those folks know that, hey, if they are somebody that applied and hasn't heard anything just yet, certainly reach out to us and ask us what their status is, so that we can assist. And then again, because they were initially pre-qualified, so we just want to make sure that we close that case. And if not, if they, if we don't hear from them, then certainly we'll go ahead and deem that application ineligible and close it. But we want to, our goal really is to help as much, individuals as we can, the renters as we can, and landlords too, right? Because, the landlords is the one that has to make the mortgage payments and have all of these payments to make. So again, we're reaching out to the community and just letting them know that the program exists. And if you're somebody that has applied, just reach out to us.
I have a question. I don't know if it's probably going to be a weird question to ask you guys. So you guys say you're helping with one, rent, and then you have utilities, and you have and then you've recently added on internet, right? So what if a family could only pay for, let's say, okay, we can afford rent, but we can't afford utility and internet and so. Are they able to get into the program, or it's just like, no, you have to have all of it?
No. It's not a bundle. These are these are services.
I feel like we're selling something here. It's not a bundle, guys.
You can buy it. You can get it separately. You can get the service separately.
Okay.
So If you only need rent and you're fine with your utilities, then you just, that's what, there's a, on the application, it states there, rent, are you rental arrears, or, what exactly services are you looking for? So if you're wanting the whole thing, that would certainly, you'll check everything there. But if it's just only rent, or if it's just, we have folks who's caught up with their rent, but they just need help, assistance with their power, then they'll just indicate that they're in arrears with their power. So, it can be any combination. Really.
So it can be any combination up to a total of 12 months of assistance, any combination. So if you have, say you were paying your rent for 6 months and ignored your utilities, and then your utilities that we're going to cut you off and they start paying their utilities. However, whatever is the furthest point back is how far we can go to pay. 12 months, maybe 15. In some cases, it's 15 months. It's we're more apt to do it for 15 months, but we do have to follow certain guidelines for that. But yeah, 12 to 15 months. I mean, and some people come in and they don't have any arrears. They're just, we had someone like that where they paid their rent because they didn't want to get down, and then they pay their utilities because they didn't want anything to be disconnected, but they're asking for assistance. We're like, how are you able to do all of that? It's like, I borrowed from my family, I paid from my my savings, and they didn't have KUA, so it was it was a struggle. But apparently, we said, okay, well, these are what we can help you with. Any future rent or utilities, based on the fact that you give us a billing that says that you owe it. Okay, so once we have something that validates that, then we can start the clock.
So Ms. Vicky mentioned again, there's no dollar amount cap. The cap for the program for for a tenant would be the duration of the program. So it is 12 months, and then with subsequent 3 months if for circumstances, right, additional circumstances. And we go as far back as payment all the way back to March 13 of 2020, the start of the pandemic. So again, if we've actually had some folks already who has met their cap for 15 months. So that's we're happy that we're able to assist them, but sometimes their circumstances may not have changed and they're still needing assistance. But unfortunately, with the program, there is a cap for the duration. Again, the monies do come from U.S. Treasury, so we have to do our due diligence and make sure that we are following the guidelines that's set forth by the federal agencies. On top of that, too, what else did you want to?
With regards to the continuances.
Yeah.
So if a person did not exceed their maximum of months of assistance, and they come back and say, hey, I still need help. We paid out up to a certain amount of time, and they may have only been paid out for 4 months. They've only really struggled for the last 4 months. So they can come in and fill out a continuance, a request for continuance of assistance. And then that basically allows us to continue to assist them for an additional up to the 12 months or 15 months. In these cases, lately, we've been going 15 months. So again, they would fill that out, provide us with an updated ledger from their landlord that says that they owe the amount for rent, provide us with the updated utilities, provide an attestation that says that, what their situation is like now. Has it changed? Did it get worse? What's the deal? And then we just process it because they were already previously paid out. Mm-hmm. The additional documents are limited to just those, unless they moved, and then it's a different application altogether.
And we also know that with the ending of KUA, there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to be needing the assistance. So we are, again, if those who have term with KUA, certainly, and if they're wanting to reach out to us, we're here to assist them with their utilities and also with rental as well.
We're going to take a break, and we're back with more of the One Micronesia Podcast, being brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
It only gets better with more. Customize and save with the fastest internet speeds in the Marianas by adding mobile, phone, and TV to your bundle with Business Bundles Plus. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And we are back. We're still talking with Miss Bernie and Vicky from the Department of Administration, and we're talking about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. So, with all of this, because this, to some, this is a lot of information. I mean, I saw the brochure. It's amazing, but what's in terms of outreach? Are you guys doing anything with the outreach to the FAS community? In terms of the consulate office, the FSM Association? I know we do have the very amazing program, Manietlu and the Micronesian Resource Center.
Yes.
Are you guys doing partnerships with them?
Yeah, we are reaching out. Miss Melinda, who's part of our team, she is now reaching out to the different, MPOs and the nonprofits and also to different ethnic groups so that we can provide the documentation, provide the brochures, posters. We have collaterals that we want to give out, so that we've already, already printed them out. And then also do, like these little small, Q&As. We're reaching out to the different organizations so that we can go ahead and do that. So to reach out to the hard to reach areas and just really get the word out, because this is an amazing program. The governor and lieutenant governor, when it started back in March, when we got the funding, they're like, it needs to go out immediately. So, we had a small team that just pushed it out. Of course, there was some kinks on the way, and we had to try to work the processes. And this is a brand new program, even nationwide, it's a brand new program. So, of course, there was some issues that we had to deal with, but certainly we are now in cycle 3, recognizing that additional services is being sought, so that's why we had the opportunity to add on to like the internet, and then, like the security deposits and other relocation costs as well.
So that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. So before we close out here, again, one more time for the people watching right now and really is getting to it, like, oh, let's try this out. Where can people go to contact you guys to get started with the application process and even to inquire about the program?
They can certainly give us a call. Our phone numbers are 638-4518 or 4519. That is the ERA program. We are located at the second floor here at the ITC building, Suite 219, or they can also go into the DOA, the Department of Administration website. That's where you will find the actual application, and then the online application is there as well, and then all of the information pertaining to the program. So, again, give us a call, or just visit the website. Everything's there. Apply, and then, we'll see where they're at. And again, we have a really awesome staff here at the ERA program, and then also up at accounting. So we're ready to assist.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much. This was a lot of information, but you definitely broke it down to literally people and actually understanding what's happening, what the program is, and the program is out there to help people, and it's just not going to discriminate. It's literally going to help people. So it's good to know that people can apply and get some help, because I think that's what the people need now. With PUA ending, we're heading into the end of 2021. Physically, everybody is struggling. So this is an amazing program to have. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. That pretty much concludes another episode of the One Micronesia Podcast. We will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you.
The One Micronesia Podcast is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.